Berta is cooking, ladies and gentlemen. Morgan Rogers to Arsenal and Konsa also reported to Arsenal after the unfortunate news on the Saliba injury. We're going to talk about it. We're going to address it in this video. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another pre-recorded video. We're here to talk about Arsenal on this stream. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're yet to do so. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, OK Jersey. That's where I got all the shirts that you guys see me wear. You know, someone said I look good in the Ghana shirt. That's where I got it. Instead of you paying £200 for a shirt, you could get it for 15. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at DonHussam6 and add me on Snapchat at HussamLFC. And let's just get straight into it. Morgan Rogers and Konsa could be a double swoop from Aston Villa for Arsenal Football Club, ladies and gentlemen. And I think this is the intelligent, smart thing to do because Arsenal Football Club don't have time. And first of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Why are you talking about Arsenal again? Who else is doing anything? Who else is doing anything? Who else is actively trying to pursue a player right now? Let the other clubs do something and I'm going to address it. It's as simple as that. What do you want to talk about? Port Vale news? Of course I'm going to talk about the big clubs. Now, back to the topic. Sorry, I just had to give a quick footnote, you know. Now, Arsenal are very intelligent for the signing. Why? Because Arsenal don't have time to develop and take risk and do all this dumb stuff. Arsenal Football Club right now are attempting to go back to back. Arsenal want to win the league again. Arsenal want to win the league back-to-back seasons. So what the intelligent thing to do is to get players like this who are Premier League experienced, who are proven at the top level, who have World Cup minutes under their belt, and they can come in, plug and play immediately. Morgan Rogers starts on the left-hand side. He could start on the 10. And listen, my opinion on Morgan Rogers hasn't changed. Even when Liverpool was linked with him, because as you guys know, Liverpool were linked with him. Chelsea were linked with him a summer ago. And I said he would be a fantastic signing even for my own club. So it's not like I'm against the signing. It's not like I'm against the player. I like the player. I like the signing. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's very good with ball carrying. I think he's very good with the way that he moves with the ball. He's very good with his goal scoring. He's also a clutch moments player, which is something that you could argue, you know, is something that's missing from Arsenal Football Club. They needed someone last season who is a moments player. They needed someone who is clutch in moments. They needed someone who could just get the ball, say, F you all, I'm going to dribble past 3 players and put it top bins. They needed someone like that. And that's something that they were missing. That's something that they needed. That's something that they desperately needed furthermore, which is why I think it's very important for Arsenal to sign players like this and to make these type of moves. Now, let's just look at what Fabrizio said, because obviously it's not like I'm making this stuff up. Let me just look at what Fabrizio said, and this is very important to address. Arsenal are now set to accelerate on Morgan Rogers' deal. Top target as new winger, as always mentioned. Talks already advanced on players' side and separate case from Tzolis. Arsenal always wanted both. No talks for Barcola. Focus on Rogers. Now, the key here is new winger, is what Fabrizio Romano is saying. And don't forget, Fabrizio Romano this summer and last summer has proven that he doesn't just make stuff up. He knows what he's talking about. So this proves that Arsenal Football Club are looking at Morgan Rogers as a winger. So what they went and did this summer, which I think is once again very intelligent move, they went and signed Tzolis, touchline out-and-out winger, potential player, a player that is ready to explode, a player that got 40 GA in 36 games in the Belgian league. And then they signed Morgan Rogers to play on the left-hand side, who is a hybrid player who will tuck into midfield, who will play make, who will score goals, who will have moments, who will give you moments. The England goal against Argentina. Who played that amazing pass to Anthony Gordon? Forget the result, because the result got nothing to do with Morgan Rogers. Who played that pass to Anthony Gordon? Morgan Rogers. From which area did he play it? From the wing area. So all of these things are, as a collective, an important thing when it comes to Arsenal looking at him as a left winger. That's what I believe. So the left-hand side now becomes Rogers and Tzolis. Before now going and signing, you know, as reported, it was Bruno Guimaraes and others, you know, could be looking at signing Bruno Guimaraes and other players in that position who could come in and make Arsenal better, who could come in and make Arsenal a lot better. You know, once again, another plug and play player, Bruno Guimaraes, who we will speak about some other time. Newcastle say they want 100 million. They're never going to get that because he's 29 years old. But I've dealt with Newcastle last summer and I know exactly what they're on. Now, Morgan Rogers' price is 130 million. Now, I think every Arsenal fan will admit now in the chat, they will have no problem saying it. I think that's a little bit overpaying. But when you're in Arsenal's position, you've got to overpay. And speaking of Aston Villa, because there's another player as well they want from Aston Villa, who is Ezri Konsa. So let me just share news. Once again, same idea from Arsenal, which I think is a very intelligent idea. This is the Konsa news right here. Arsenal are showing interest. Sorry, it's loading. See this? I cannot change it on here if it's loading. It's not like a live stream. Arsenal are showing interest in Aston Villa and England defender Ezri Konsa. The Gunners are exploring defensive options amid concerns over William Saliba's fitness ahead of the new season. Villa are expected to demand a significant fee for the 28-year-old centre-back. Now, here's the thing with Ezri Konsa. Once again, another moment and another example of plug and play. Arsenal Football Club don't have to wait for Ezri Konsa to get used to the league and get used to the environment and get used to the stadiums and learn the language. Just plug and play immediately like this. The guy knows the league already. England international, can play right back as he showed it for England, can play centre back. So he's a perfect player for them, and he would make them a lot better. And this is why I put Berta as cooking. Look, William Saliba's injury is not an ideal situation, of course, 100%. But when you look at Arsenal's defensive depth, Gabriel Magalhaes, including the injured Saliba, Mosquera, Hincapie, Ben White, Calafiori, that's 6 options who could play at centre-back. And now with Saliba's injury, you add Konsa, that becomes a 7th option that can play at centre-back. And they can all play full-back, so they're all very versatile players who can also play in the full-back positions, right-back, left-back, whatever, Calafiori, left-back, Konsa, right-back, etc. So this gives you so many options. This probably leads to the idea that Ben White might leave Arsenal Football Club, which I think is also not something that's going to affect Arsenal negatively anyway, because Ben White didn't really impact this season that much. Even though I like Ben White, I think he's a good player. I think he had so many moments this season where offensively he looked good and he was attacking, and he provided elements of creativity for Arsenal. So me personally, I like Ben White, but that's not the point. The point is Arsenal are improving their team with plug and play players that are ready. They're going to call Aston Villa, listen, give me Konsa, give me Morgan Rogers, and I'm just going to go ahead and win this back-to-back title. This is what they're thinking, because Arsenal don't have time for players to develop. The player that will develop is Tzolis. He's a young player. He's a backup player. Rogers comes in, he's ready. He don't need time to develop. He doesn't need time to get better and improve. But he's already ready. Same thing with Konsa, 28-year-old established player, comes in and he cooks at Arsenal Football Club. And this is the thing. You need players like that. And I think Arsenal are going to win the league again. Because if they do sign Rogers and Konsa, and I'm assuming that they're going to get Bruno Guimaraes, who's stopping them? The only team I can see probably giving them a run for their money is probably Manchester City. Our club is not ready. The Premier League starts in 40 days. We've not signed anyone other than Victor Munoz. So our club isn't really ready. Man United, question marks, just like my club. Chelsea, question marks, and they're also Chelsea. So, you can't take them that seriously. So who's stopping Arsenal from winning the league again? Objectively, I feel like if you don't think Arsenal are going to win the league as things stand, it's a little bit agenda-based, or you're just backing your club blindly, which is fair enough. Everyone's entitled to back their own club. However, I just don't see a world in which people think that Arsenal aren't favourites as things stand. Arsenal are favourites to win the league. Arsenal are favourites to go back-to-back. Even with the Saliba injury, they still have the best defensive depth in the league. The likes of Mosquera, Calafiori, Timber, and others, they probably start at other football clubs. Meanwhile, they're just bench players at Arsenal. So I believe that Arsenal have all the tools required. And players like Morgan Rogers, players like Ezri Konsa, who make a difference to them, is exactly what the doctor ordered. If I'm Berta, I would be doing the same thing that he's doing right now, which is getting Premier League quality proven players who are ready to go, who are ready to cook now. And that's it, because they don't have time for this stuff. And Morgan Rogers is a player as well that will help them when they're in defensive situations, carry the ball further up the pitch, because he can get past players. He's good on the ball as well. He's very good technically, very good first touch, and he's physical, and he's aggressive, and he's even good in the air. So he gives you all these things. Ezri Konsa, plug and play player, comes in, centre back next to Gabriel Magalhaes. fantastic player, can play right back if needed, can play in the full back areas if needed, and he even started for England at right back as well and put on a solid performance. So I think overall this package from Aston Villa, if you would like, is a very intelligent, smart package, and I think Arsenal are doing the correct thing by signing these ready-made plug-and-play players. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like, share, comment, subscribe, follow me everywhere, and peace out, people.